Good afternoon and welcome into Joe Gehring Field on the Bethel College campus on Smoky Hills PBS. It is the six-man All-Star Game. I'm Jeremy McGuire along with Cutler analyst Larry Jantz. And Larry, a little bit of a weather delay. We're ready to go, and it's a great time for these young men to get another chance to play football.
Yeah, the clouds opened up and gave us a little shower, and now it's ready to play some football in the month of June.
It should be a fun one. Kickoff is just around the corner. We're back after this on Smoky Hills PBS.
The 2023 Six-Man All-Star Classic on Smoky Hills PBS is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
Today's Army is turning potential into purpose. With over 150 career options to choose from, the U.S. Army offers real-world skills training and earning potential for the workforce of tomorrow. The Hayes Recruiting Office can explain how experience and accomplishment is recognized financially and provides a career path for service members. More at goarmy.com/bonus.
Ninnasquaw Valley Bank, Cunningham, Kansas. Welcome to North Newton, Kansas. A distinctive community with recreational opportunities for the entire family. The Cunningham Courier, serving Cunningham and the surrounding communities.
Jayhawk Oilfield Supply, Incorporated, with 7 locations in central and western Kansas, provides new and used oilfield equipment, parts, and supplies to meet our customers' needs.
At Nextech, we're about connecting and providing the best solutions to help the communities that we serve thrive. Now, after more than 70 years, we continue growing to serve you. We are community, we are connectivity, we are Nextech.
The Bank, Selden, Kansas.
Today's Army is turning potential into purpose. With over 150 career options to choose from, the U.S. Army offers real-world skills training and earning potential for the workforce of tomorrow. The Hayes Recruiting Office can explain how experience and accomplishment is recognized financially and provides a career path for service members. More at goarmy.com/bonus.
The Cunningham Courier, serving Cunningham and the surrounding communities.
And we are back at Bethel College in Newton. Jeremy McGuire and Larry Jantz on Smoky Hills PBS. It's the six-man All-Star Game, and Larry, these young men we just mentioned a little bit ago, a chance to come back and play some football after their seasons have been over. And, man, what an opportunity it is for them. And you talk about putting a team together in a short amount of time. These guys haven't had a whole lot of time to get everything together.
No, that's quite a task today. Of course, on Saturday, they only got in like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So the two coaches from the West, Chris Walden from Cheyenne Cougar Country, and Ben Fox out of Ashland Blue Jays, they only had a short time to do it. Same as, of course, for Lance McGuire from Cunningham Wildcats. He's one of the coaches of the East, along with Nick Frangia from Waverly Bulldogs. So both of them, they didn't have much. Probably the defense come together faster than the offense, I suppose.
So if we look at these two teams, you look at the West squad, and like you said, Chris Walden, Ben Fox, the head coach is there. There's some good players on both sides of this football team, both sides of the field. You also look on the East All-Stars. You said Nick Frenza and Lance McGuire, some good football players over there for them as they're getting introduced. What are the keys to the game today? What are the keys when you are looking at an all-star game like this?
Well, first of all, most all every coach will tell you, no turnovers. You want to force turnovers on defense, but ball control, run the clock, which means you're going to keep the chains moving, have a lot of first downs. That's how you control the clock. The East coaches, of course, Nick and Lance said, take care of the ball, no fumbles, block, make all your executions crisp, have fun. It's an all-star game, so have fun. That's what they wanted to do as far as an offense. On defense, Nick and Lance wanted to have, of course, just number one, no turnovers. And Nick had the quote of the century, in my opinion. He said, be a gold face. which means have a short memory. In case you do make a mistake, have a short memory and keep on keeping on. Now for the West, on offense, they want to control the clock, keep the chains moving, no negative plays, no turnovers, and do not get into a shootout with the other team. Try to keep away from the big plays. That comes from Chris Walden and Ben Fox. And on defense for the West, their main keys was, of course, cause turnovers, limit big plays, hustle, have pre-snap assignment, remember what your assignments are, and execute them, and tackle the Giants low, tackle them low, meaning that his team is not as big and strong or slick as what maybe the East roster looks like. So that's the keys to the game from those guys' standpoint.
We talked about the weather delay we had at the beginning. Kickoff is going to be about an hour and 10 minutes past when it normally was. So kids get out, warm up, getting ready to go, and all of a sudden lightning, and then followed by rain, and now it's cleared up and looks pretty good outside. What kind of an effect could that possibly have on, a routine that you're kind of used to as a player? You warm up and, okay, now we play. Instead of warming up, okay, now you relax again. Okay, now you warm up again, and now we play ball.
I hear you, and it's always a question mark on the coach's mind. How are they going to respond? But after the first 2 or 3 hits out there, it'll be a regular football game. They remember real quick. Like it's kind of like that deal. Be a gold feet. Have a short memory. Or you might have been an hour or so late getting ready to have the game started, but get going. And you know what's interesting about this 6-man? Some of you watching the ball game on the airwaves may not understand 6-man football. Back in the 40s and 50s, it was played in Kansas all the time. Just recently, more of it, all because the size
so
of
when
the
you
schools.
were in high school? 40s,
Yeah,
50s?
no, well, yeah. We didn't wear helmets back then. But a lot of people that were sponsored by the local dentist because they didn't have face masks till 57, 58. So a lot of coaches back in the 50s had that. But it's 1st and 15 for first down, not 1st and 10 like 8-man and 11-man. You're still playing on a 40 by 80 field. If all 6 players can catch, they're pass eligible. You'll see 2 guys in the backfield primarily, and 1 guy, if they're going to run the ball, it has to be touched by 2 guys in the backfield, or otherwise the pass is strictly a pass. And so that's interesting. And if they ever do kick a field goal, which seldom you see at this level, but if they do, it's worth 4 points. So the scoring's different, everything else different, and it's really a track meet on a gridiron, Jeremy.
Well, that track meet's about ready to get underway as the East All-Stars getting ready to kick off all the way over to the West All-Stars. For the West out of Ingalls, Will Ost is back deep, number 1. And the East All-Stars ready to go, and we are underway, and this one's going to be returnable. And Ost has it at the 20, breaks a tackle, and then gets buried right there at the 20-yard line. A host of players in there for the East All-Stars in there making the hit. Leading the way down there was Jefferson Glover from Peabody Burns down there to help make the tackle. So we are set and ready to go. First down and 15. I remembered it this time. Forgive me if I say 1st and 10 a couple of times.
You're forgiven.
47 years of 1st and 10, and now we're going at 1st and 15. So, again, the West All-Stars in the orange jerseys with the white numbers and lettering. East All-Stars in the gray jerseys with the orange numbers and lettering. Up underneath center, Jaden Shim. He's going to pitch it back. Ruiz with the carry. He goes to the outside, breaks 1 tackle, breaks another, still on his feet, and is going to be brought down as he nears the 34-yard line. So a gain of 9 yards on the play for Edwin Ruiz, the 5'6", 150-pounder out of Ingalls.
Well, what's interesting about that one, you see all kinds of lines on that. Most of that gray line out in the middle is probably for the soccer field because I think they're using the east side line for the out-of-bounds line on this 6-man game, Jeremy. So that's the reason why I think they hesitated. There was out of bounds or he kept on going, that last play.
So Shim will be up underneath the center. Center is Jackson Schwent. 2nd down and 1 after a gain of 14 yards on the play. Ost on the carry. He's going to have a first down and not much more than that. Picks up 3 yards on the play. Will Ost on the carry.
Did a good job, though. He needed 2 yards and got 3 first down. At least they moved the sticks on the first down for the West. Will Ost. What's amazing about him, just about a week ago, in Class 1A state track in the state of Kansas, he won the 110-meter hurdles, and he also was first place in the 300 intermediate hurdles.
So first down and 15, the ball nearing midfield for the West All-Stars. Now they're going to go into a pistol formation. Shim will take the snap. He's going to pitch it to Ost, who's looking to throw it. Steps back. Now he's going to have to get in scramble mode. Coming to the left side. Now goes back to the right side. That track meet you talked about. Ost is going to be hit and dropped. All that running for no gain. And that was a heck of a play over on the far side by Tanner Parks from Peabody Burns, breaking down and making that tackle.
Huh. I know that might have been Mason Green in there, wasn't it? Number 4. It's hard to see those numbers, I'm sorry. But number 1 is going to be Will Ost. It looked like Mason Green, number 4, was the one running for his life. I could be mistaken. It's tough to see from here.
Second down, 15. There's the pitch. Ruiz gets it, reading his blocks, gets to the edge, and is going to be pushed outside into the East territory, down just inside the 35-yard line. Yeah, he is going to pick up, we'll call it 9 yards on the play. It's going to bring up third down and 6.
Yeah, Edwin Reeves. He's 5'6", 150-pounder from Ingalls Bulldogs. He played mostly on defense during the year for them, but today filling in a little offense. Edwin Reeves. R-U-I-Z spelling it.
So third down for the West.
You'll see them in a tight wing, a tight pistol, and then trips, what they call the bunch play.
Now coming up into a blocking back position, Mitchell Walters, a 6', 185-pounder. Ost is going to throw it up the field, looking incomplete.
I think it's trying to get to
intended for Cole Teeter.
Yeah.
So it's going to bring up fourth down, and the first decision for Chris Walden and Ben Fox.
Cole Teeter for the Ingalls Bulldogs this year. He had 5 receptions, 67 yards, and had 1 touchdown. That ball was a little too tall for him. He's 6'2", 220, but the pass is just a little out of reach.
Ruiz will come back into the lineup. Shim into the lineup. We mentioned Cole Teeter from Ingalls out there. Will Ost from Ingalls. Now they're going to go with the split back set on fourth down and 6. Snap is bobbled, and it's going to be a tackle for a loss. And the East All-Stars with the first big defensive stop of the ball game, Larry Jansen. They will take over 1st and 15.
That was a great tackle, but I sure missed his number. That was a great job. It's all because he fumbled the snap and then messed up the timing.
So the East All-Stars missing a few players today, so we'll see where everybody ends up in their positions as we get going 1st and 15 for the East. The ball at the 36-yard line of the East All-Stars.
You got Jesse Talkington, I think, is the center.
Talkington's the center. Blake Green from Tescott will take the snap. There's a pitch to the left side. And a little bit of running room, but not much over there on the far side. A short gain on the play, maybe 3 yards on the play. It was Brady Wallace from Waverly on the carry. We'll call it a gain of 3. Bring up second down and 12.
Yeah, Brady Wallace, 6', 150-pounder from Waverly Bulldogs. He rushed only 2 times for 12 yards, 12 touchdowns this year, but he had receiving 27 pass receiving. Caught 27 for 537 yards. Here we go. 2nd 13, huh, Jeremy?
Tanner Parks is the fullback. They're going to do a little counter play coming back this side. They got some room to run. Parks with the carry and is pushed out of bounds late over here on the near side. Teeter with the tackle. And we're going to have a gain down to the West 37-yard line.
Yeah, it's what, about 3rd and 8 maybe to
Gain
go?
of 4 yards on the play.
Yeah. Tanner Parks did a good job. He had on 7 carries this year, minus 27 for Peabody Burns, Warriors. They had 4 receptions for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he also passed. He was 67 out of 101 pass attempts for 846 yards, 15 touchdowns, and had 2 interceptions when he was quarterback for Peabody Burns, Warriors.
Now they will spread things out. What will the West do defensively? What will the East do offensively? Shotgun formation. There's the pitch back. In some trouble. Blake Green rolling to his left. Throw. Caught. Inside the 10. The 5. It is a touchdown.
Yeah. Great job. Great
Touchdown
throw,
to Lane Halderson from Cunningham. That one went for 36 yards and a score.
And during the year, Lane Halderson from the Cunningham Wildcats, of course, state champs last fall, and his head coach today is Lance McGuire. He had 35 pass receptions for 664 yards and 12 touchdowns this year. That's a remarkable young man's effort. 6 foot, 205 pounder.
Now here comes a conversion attempt. And remember, a conversion attempt with the run is just for one if they're able to get it, and that conversion is no good.
I think Cole Teeter snuffed it out, didn't he?
And it was Glover from Peabody Burns on the carry. So with 7:26 to go in the first quarter, it is the East All-Stars with a 6-0 lead over the West All-Stars. And if you look at this highlight right here, boy, Green running for his life and then kind of off platform threw it, and Halderson with the catch and just barely snuck it into the corner of the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, Halderson's a 205 pounder, and he got hit like by the shoulder area. I mean, you're not going to tackle him. You're not going to bring him down that way. So it's a missed tackle by the defense, and that's what. Then it just a sprint in the last 20 yards to the end zone. That's like we said earlier. This is 6 men can be a track meet on a gridiron, and that just showed you one good example. Nice pass, like you mentioned, just barely got rid of it, but nice tight spiral, hit him on target. Lane did the rest of the work.
Well, and it's a good job by quarterback and receiver both. You know, when a play breaks down, everybody's got to come out and make a play. And
Scramble.
They did just that.
Yeah, you're right. You scramble, make it happen.
You know, you talked about how the 6-man game can really be a track meet on a football field, Larry, and we saw it there. And now the West All-Stars with a chance to answer.
And their roster, they're not quite as heavy, so sometimes you might think maybe they got a little bit more speed on their side, but that remains to be seen whether they can get it utilized.
And it looks like we are going to forego the kickoff and go 1st and 15 from the 15.
Which is an option they have. I thought that tells you they didn't want to have to worry about it, maybe a kickoff return.
Ryan Musil from Deerfield will take the snap this time. He has Ruiz behind him. Ball's on the ground. Ruiz picks it up. He's in trouble, makes a man miss, makes another man miss. Still on his feet, and he's going to be gobbled up just inside the 20-yard line. So he made a little something out of nothing there, Larry Jantz. But we've seen it early, especially on the West All-Stars. Those snaps are not clean so far.
No, and that just means that the short week practice, like we talked about earlier, the timing on it, maybe some kids playing center now that he hadn't all year long, you know, at whatever school he come from, you know, and they rotate him around. It's just a tough deal by the coaches to try to put everything offense and defense in a short week practice.
Mitchell Walters will be the tailback this time. Musil will pitch it to him. Walters looking for some running room, and he finds absolutely none of it. Looked like Jesse Talkington coming in to make the tackle.
Well, Jesse Talkington, number 54, 6'4", 210-pounder from Peabody Burns, playing offensive and defensive line. in today's game.
A loss of a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and long, 3rd and 12. Trip to the far side. Snap coming back to Jaden Shim. Gonna throw it out in the flat. Nope. They're looking for something over the middle. Shim is rolling, throws it up, has a man. It's caught and working for the first down, but not quite getting there. Jesus Granados from Moscow with the catch. He's going to be short of the first down, picks up 10 yards on the play.
Yeah, and he played some quarterback. Jesus did. Granados 5'10", 165-pounder for the Moscow Wildcats. He was just really young when Moscow went 13-0 and won in the 6-man when they had the Wild West Bowl years ago. But he's a tough little football player. Loves the game, Coach Hart says.
4th down and 2. Snap back. Handoff. No handoff. Looking to throw. Still looking. Throws it down the field. Has his man Granados again. And he's going to have a first down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it's a great throw.
22 yards. Make it 23 and a first down.
And they needed that to keep that drive going. Of course, that's one of their keys. Control the clock. Keep the chains moving. Execute your plays. Don't have any negative plays. They've had a couple. No turnovers. But do not get caught into a shootout. So, again, control the clock by keeping the chains moving. And they just got through getting their first down.
1st and 15.
First 15, yes.
The ball at the 29-yard line. So the West sustaining a drive. Ruiz, who came off holding his arm a little bit on the earlier in this possession, is back on there. There's an inside counter handoff. And boy, Mitchell Walters is a dump truck running through that line right there. Nice gain down to the 21-yard line, a gain of 8 yards.
And he was a heck of a running back. They said Mitchell Walters, 6 foot, 185-pounder from South Coffee High School down Titans in Leroy, Kansas. Rushed for 87 carries, 467 yards this year, and 12 touchdowns. He also caught 17 passes. Out of 35, he's thrown for 17 passes, 35 for 210, and 4 touchdowns in the air. Great job by Mitchell Walters.
2nd down. This time Walters will line up on the line of scrimmage. There's a pitch back. Ost looking to throw. He's under pressure. He's going to run it. He's got some room inside the 15 and knocked out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Very close to a first down. I think it's just all depends on that spot. He might be just a little bit short. Looks like he's going to be just a little bit short, so it is on a gain on a 2nd down and 7. It's going to be 3rd down and a short one. Now they're going to say a first down.
The Zebras finally come together and had a little convention and said move the sticks, another 15 yards.
4 carries, 9 yards for Will Ost.
We got 1st and goal now, don't we, Jeremy?
We do have 1st and goal. Just inside the 14-yard line. So who gets the call here? They have been throwing the football quite a bit. There's a pitch out. Ruiz, little hesitation, gets towards the sideline, cuts inside the 10, and is going to be brought down. Good sportsmanship, everybody helping everybody up. Leading the way that time was Jacob Carls from Wetmore. So a gain of 7 yards on the play for Ruiz. 4 carries, 34 yards for him.
He's playing real well so far in a backup role. Substituting several players in and out, though.
2nd down and goal. It'll be a pistol formation. Ost just to the right of the quarterback, Shim. There's a snap back, the pitch to Ost. He's looking to throw. Now he's going to run with it. Goes to the goal line, and he is in for the touchdown. Will Ost from Ingalls rambles in from 7 yards out, and with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, this game is tied.
You notice when he kicked the next or put it in overdrive, it didn't take him long to get there, did it?
No,
when
it
he
did
shifted
not.
gears.
He saw that opening, and it was just enough of it, and 7 yards later he was in the end zone.
And he rushed 50 yards this year, 1 touchdown. Passed 45 yards for 1 touchdown. for the Ingalls Bulldogs.
Now looking for the conversion as they get set in their formation. Jim, they were looking for that inside handoff, looking for that counter play with Walters from Southern Coffee County, and we fumbled the handoff, and now we're going to have a 6-6 tie with 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter, Larry. And boy, a nice answer by the West squad, taking that all the way down the field, a 65-yard drive that ended in that 7-yard touchdown run right there by Will Ost.
Yeah, you know, and that's what Coach Fox and Walden, the two West coaches, wanted to do, control the clock, keep the chains moving, and they did a good job sustaining drives that play, didn't they, for that whole series.
They did. They made the plays that they needed to make when they needed to make them, and didn't really put themselves in a precarious situation. We haven't, knock on wood, we haven't had a penalty called yet in this ball game.
Well,
so
it's still early. Those Zebras, I'm giving them some credit. They've had 46 years total experience, all 5 of them. Wearing the white hat is Danny Briggs, 28 years experience. Trevor Briggs, the son, is 3 years experience. You got Trey Torres, 5 years. Kyle Hayes is 1 year, and then Nathan Boger, 9 years. They all come from the Dodge City Jetmar area, but our gratitude goes out to them for calling this your all-star game today, because most of these times they don't get paid for it, kind of like the Shrine Bowl officials. They just do it for the love of the game. But these Zebras today, 46 years total experience.
And a shout out to anybody looking to get into officiating.
Yes.
It is needed across the state, all levels, 6-man, 8-man, 11-man. They're needed everywhere.
And Jeremy McGuire, sidekick today, me. I've been at it 54 years, still going.
So here we go, first down and 15 for the East All-Stars, trying to answer that West touchdown drive. There's the pitch back, Green in trouble, and he is swallowed up and buried back inside the 5-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 4, a loss of 11 yards on that. And it looked like Granados was in there. Also, Mason Green from Golden Plains in there making the hit.
Yeah,
so a loss of 11, and a loss of 11 in 6-man on first down means it's 2nd down and 26.
Wow, that's a lot. But that was a great job of Mason Green, Golden Plains Bulldogs. He plays for Travis Smith up there. He had 89 tackles this year and 1 fumble recovery. Wearing jersey number 4 today, playing nose guard on their defense for the West.
2nd down, 26 yards from the 4. Pitch back, it's on the ground. Green's in trouble. He's going to have to get rid of it. He does not, and it is a safety, but we're going to have a flag on the play. And I think we are going to have a personal foul, so that is not going to be a safety.
Do you think it could be a face mask by chance?
The official marked it, but it's I think it's going to be a personal foul the way he threw him down. Horse collar tackle. Personal foul, horse collar tackle on the West. Now, a 15-yard penalty in college and in pro would be an automatic first down. A 15-yard penalty in high school, if it's more than 15 yards, is not an automatic first down the way I understand it, correct?
I think you're right. They have the option.
Although the sideline marker is marked at first down, I believe it's going to be 2nd down and 11 after they mark off these 15 yards. But again, don't quote me on that. It's a big penalty because it would have been a safety.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. It's good news for the East team, horrible news for the West to have that penalty against you when you had him caught for that safety.
So it will be 2nd down and 11. So, hey, I was right. How about that?
Yeah, you've been around the game for like 26, 50 years, something like that. You're only 39, but you've been at it 50 years.
Yeah, we'll go with
remarkable.
39.
Yeah.
I like that number.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice number.
Just you and Jack Benny.
2nd down and 11 after the 15-yard penalty. Trying to draw him off sides. Not successfully. There's a pitch back to Green. He says, I'm going to run it. And lowers his shoulder as he crosses the 20 up to the 24-yard line, a gain of 6 yards on the play. It'll bring up third down, and we'll call it a gain of 5, third down and 6. Minute 37 and counting here in the first quarter. We are tied at 6. East All-Stars on a 37-yard touchdown pass from Blake Green to Lane Halderson got on the scoreboard, and then Will Ost, a 7-yard touchdown run to tie things up for the West All-Stars.
Well,
there's a pass out in the flat, coming up the field, close to a first down. It will all depend on that spot. And it is just short.
Looks like he's short by a football, isn't he?
Just short, Ron, and maybe not even the length of a football. But if it's not touching that line, it's not a first down.
Well,
a gain of 5 yards on the play. A nice run that time by Jacob Carls from Wetmore.
The sets that Lance McGuire told me, they're going to run an eye-tight, unbalanced line for the big boys. Spread and shotgun, and now how's that spread? They're going to have twins or trips. They're going to use a lot of motion when they run that spread offense. And we just saw that right then. They really got the spread going now, don't they?
Yes, they do. Fourth down, there's a throw out. It's caught. Halderson has it again. He's on the loose.
Yes.
And he's going to have a first down as he nears midfield. He picks up 8 yards on the play. So Lane Halderson with the catch and run.
And obviously Lance McGuire, the head coach, has high praise for Lane. He said, do anything for that kid. He said, he's as good as they get. Lane Halderson, 6 foot, 205-pounder, played for Cunningham Wildcats, state champs last fall. 35 pass receptions, 664 yards, and 12 touchdowns for the Cunningham Wildcats. And today for the East All-Stars.
Jesse Talkington to snap it back from Peabody Burns, 6'4", 210. Blake Green from Tescott will take the snap. He's under pressure. He's hit. He throws it up, and it is incomplete. That was one heck of a smart play right there by that young man.
Yeah, he tried to get it to his buddy, and good thing it went incomplete because his buddy would have picked up a loss too.
And it takes us back to what we were talking about in the beginning. In most cases, that would have been a illegal touching because that guy can't catch a pass when he comes from the line. But I say but because everybody's eligible.
In 6-man, all 6 guys are pass eligible. You remember one years ago we was doing it, and there's one kid with center on the team. He had the most receptions of anybody on the whole field. And so it just goes to show you, maybe sometimes they forget about that center after he snaps the ball. Leave him alone, and hey, here in 6-man, you're eligible.
You have to account for him.
Yes, you do.
2nd and 15. There's the pitch back to Green, and that pass is incomplete.
Oh, Zebra almost got in the way of that one, or I don't know.
And it will bring up 3rd down and 15. So a couple of plays of incomplete passes, and next thing you know, you have 3rd and 15 with 23 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
I just think that umpire did a brilliant job in there helping out the defensive secondary that time. He kind of botched up that play. That's a good job by Zebra getting in there when you're not supposed to be. But seldom does it happen. They make the right decisions. Just have a little fun.
3rd down and 15.
Uh-oh.
In some trouble. He's going to have to throw it up the field. Has a man and incomplete.
Incomplete.
There was the center Talkington who was open, but under some big pressure that time was Brady Wallace from Waverly, and well, he was just glad to be able to get that pass out of there.
Yes, he was. He's normally on the other end of the pass, pass received. He had 27 receptions for 537 yards this year for the Waverly Bulldogs and 12 touchdowns.
4th down and 15.
But you've got Jacob Carls out there. You've got Jefferson Glover, Jesse Talkington, Lane Halderson, Blake Green, and Tanner Parks.
Are they going to punt it, or are they going to go for it?
I'm going to turn around and let the other guy
pitch back.
punt it.
They are going to go for it, and Green's going to run it. going for the first down. He is fighting hard, but he's not going to get there. Jesus Granados on the tackle, a gain of 10 yards. They needed 15. It will be a turnover on downs, and that is the end of the first quarter. After 1 quarter of play in the six-man all-star game, we're tied at 6 on Smoky Hills PBS.
The 2023 Six-Man All-Star Classic on Smoky Hills PBS is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from Jayhawk Oilfield Supply, Incorporated, with 7 locations in central and western Kansas, provides new and used oilfield equipment, parts, and supplies to meet our customers' needs.
Welcome to North Newton, Kansas. A distinctive community with recreational opportunities for the entire family.
Today's Army is turning potential into purpose. With over 150 career options to choose from, the U.S. Army offers real-world skills training and earning potential for the workforce of tomorrow. The Hayes Recruiting Office can explain how experience and accomplishment is recognized financially and provides a career path for service members. More at goarmy.com/bonus.
Ninnasquaw Valley Bank, Cunningham, Kansas.
Back at Joe Gehring Field on the campus of Bethel College in Newton on Smoky Hills PBS. It's the six-man All-Star Game Classic on Smoky Hills PBS. Jeremy McGuire along with Larry Jantz. And Larry, a 6-6 tie. We've seen some good defense. We've seen some good offensive plays. And, you know, we've seen a few jitters as well, but overall a pretty well-played game so far.
Yeah, lots of times the jitters, you might say, it's probably maybe somebody that hasn't played center all year long, with some snaps coming up. They've mishandled a few snaps from the center to their quarterback. Remember, if they're going to run the ball in six-man, you have to have 2 guys in the backfield touch it. Otherwise, it's going to be strictly a pass play. So they've had some things botched because of some miscues.
After a turnover on downs, it's 1st and 15 for the West. There's a pump fake. Looking downfield, they had a man. There's a throw over the middle, incomplete.
Got deflected by one of the defensive guys that couldn't pick up his number.
If Jaden Shim would have set his feet and looked downfield, he had Edwin Ruiz about 5 yards behind the defense.
Imagine.
That's easier said than done, though, when you're scrambling a little bit.
Yeah,
unless you're Patrick Mahomes, and I don't think he's playing here today.
Chase Katz, he was wide open, wasn't he?
He was.
Number 10. And he had 47 receptions this year for 3,254 yards, 18 touchdowns. He had a lot. He just caught the ball all the time for the Chase Cats.
Trips to the right side, or left side, excuse me, for the West All-Stars. There's a fake handoff. Now the pass to Will Austin. He just dropped it, and he is hitting himself in the helmet because he had some running room right there, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 15. And he comes back to the huddle, and you just saw right there on your screen, just tapped his chest.
Yes.
He's like, that's on me.
Yeah, he's a sharp kid, Ingles Bulldogs. Good old Will Ost. His cousin was a 6'5" quarterback for the Cimarron Blue Jays, a school not too far from where he grew up in Ingles there, for a few years ago, and he could really zing the ball, his cousin. But Will, he's going to catch it on the other end, normally.
3rd down and 15. There's a snap back. Ruiz with the carry coming to the edge.
Good job.
And he stepped out of bounds. The officials got him right there shy of the midfield mark at the 39-yard line. So he picks up 7 yards on the play, and so it will make it 4th down and 8 after a 7-yard gain from Edwin Ruiz.
You know, but Edwin Ruiz, he had a nice spin move there that got him an extra couple of yards. And he's an Ingles Bulldog, too. But, again, during the year, their coach let me know, the coach let me know, he said he mostly played on defense for the Ingles Bulldogs this year. But today he's playing both ways. Speedy, fast little kid playing wide receiver and running back.
Players getting everything set, and little advice from
Shim.
Peter. Back to pass. Throw over the middle. Catch is made. trying to get enough for a first down, but they are not going to get it.
Jesus made a nice catch.
Granados, on the
Yeah.
catch, and Halderson there on the tackle.
Yeah.
A gain of 4 yards on the play, but not nearly enough.
5'10", 165-pounder Jesus Granados for the Moscow Wildcats carrying the ball. But old Lane Halderson said, no way. 6 foot, 205-pounder. Cunningham Wildcats. He had 69 tackles this year, 2 fumble recoveries, 5 interceptions. One of them was returned for a touchdown. Lane Halderson.
A lot of times in these all-star games that we've seen over the years, Larry, is offense is the name of the game, and they dominate. This game, it has been a defensive struggle on both sides.
Well, it's just mistiming errors. About the time you think you got a great play going, it looks really good, and there's some mistiming, either on a pass, reception, a fumble, something. And that's tough to do in an all-star game, Jeremy.
First down and 15. Green will take the snap.
There's
There's a pitch back to Carls. He's got some running room. He's going towards the first down marker, and I believe he's going to get it. Yes, he picks up 16 yards, and it's first down and 15 as they break into West Territory on a nice 16-yard carry from the young man from Wetmore, Jacob Carls.
Jacob Carls, 6'3", 170-pounder from the Wetmore Cardinals. He had pass receptions, 32 catches this year for 641 yards. He averaged over 20 yards per catch and 11 touchdowns for Jacob Carls. Wetmore Cardinals. Great job then. 16 yards, first down.
He's going to get the pitch again. He's in trouble. He's getting wrapped up trying to break a tackle. Boy, what a strong runner he is. It took half the West squad to bring him down. A loss on the play. Where are they going to mark it? Back at the 31-yard line, so a loss of 3 on the play. It'll make it second down and 18.
Yeah, they had a parade at the football right then that time. I mean, they had a party at the football. And Jacob Carls, you might have had a great 16-yard to play before. Now, welcome to real life. You lost 5.
So second down. And we'll call it 19 yards right here.
About 19.
There's a pitch back. Green,
Oh,
he's
hey.
in trouble.
Uh-oh.
He's going to break out of it, throws it down the field, has a man. Is it complete or not?
But is he out of bounds or in? That's the question.
I believe it is a completed pass. Down to the 10-yard line, yes, that is a completed pass. And that is a gain of, we'll call it 32 yards and a first down.
First and
32
goal.
yards, 22 yards and a first down.
Yeah, hard to read the lines out there because they've revamped the whole thing. The goal line now is on the 10-yard line for each of them, 6-man, because it's 80-yard field. So they just, instead of remarking it, the 10-yard line now for viewers is really the goal line. So you just going to,
So first down and goal from the 10-yard line. What will the East bring to the offensive table here?
be another pass play, you can bet that.
Green going, throws it. It is nearly intercepted.
Looks like Mitchell Walters almost had it.
And we got a flag in the backfield all the way back at the 21-yard line.
I'm guess you think it's on defense or offense?
I think it's on offense, but I'm not certain. It's an illegal shift on the offense. So now, though, the West has a decision. You want to accept it or decline it? It'd be a 5-yard penalty.
So you give him first down again and make it about
First and
14
first and
yards.
goal from the
14.
14. And that's the way they're going to go. So that's a 5-yard penalty against the East. First penalty called against the East today.
You think that strategy is to try to get him out of field goal range? Ha ha. They don't do much of that 6-man. But it's worth 4 points if they do.
Jacob Carls will take the direct snap from Jesse Talkington. He pitches it back to Green, coming forward. He's going to be hit, breaks through the tackle, inside the 10, inside the 5, and upended right there. A gain of 10 yards on the play. We'll call it 11. and it will bring up second down and goal from the 4. Boy, a shifty run right there.
Yes, it was.
By the young man from Tescott.
Blake Green, 5'9", 165-pounder. Tescott Trojans. He had 38 carries this year for 202 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was a great run that time by number 22, playing the wide receiver as well as running back today for the East All-Stars, Blake Green.
Second down and goal, clock running, 7:20 and counting here in the first half. From Joe Gehring Field here in Newton, and that pass is incomplete. It'll bring up third down and goal.
Well, Blake had to, there was a drag snap to him, and he had to get rid of that ball in a short time. Now we got timeout. Lance.
No, I think Lance is just giving him the play. I don't think they're calling a timeout.
Oh, I thought they was coming out in the field. He's out in the field.
Yeah, I think.
Is that legal today?
Well, I think if you're doing it within the time constraints of the play clock, yeah. But I could be wrong.
There was a day that they weren't supposed to be out on the field, coaches.
So third down and goal from the 4.
But you're okay, Lance. I'll let you do whatever you want to do today.
Green throws it up and incomplete. Threw it behind his intended receiver.
And I'll guarantee you, Wilt Chamberlain couldn't have caught that pass.
Yeah, he might have got a hand on
Oh,
it.
he's 7'2", but he couldn't have got that one. Now, there's a kid at the state track meeting last week, went over 17 feet. If he had his pole, he could have got it.
So it's going to bring up fourth down. So knocking on the door just inside the 10-yard line at first down. Now they're facing fourth down and goal.
I'll bet they bring in the field goal unit, don't you? Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't.
4 points. If they
I don't think we're going to see a field goal kick today.
I'd love to see a field goal in 6-man football and get 4 points. Come on, coaches.
So fourth down and goal from the 4.
And we got the spread going big time.
Tanner Parks is going to take the snap. Man in motion is Brady Wallace. Settles in, Green, looking, throws it over the middle of the field, incomplete. And I do not think it would have been a completed pass anyway because it looked as though
He's almost out of bounds.
the intended receiver, Talkington, was out of bounds and then came back in downs. And so it is a looks like we're going to have a officials timeout so everybody can get a water break. So we'll take it with you. We have 7:02 to go first half. Your score is tied at 6 on Smoky Hills PBS.
The 2023 Six-Man All-Star Classic on Smoky Hills PBS is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
March to Success offers parents and mentors a program their children can use free of charge to help them meet their educational goals. Whether your student is preparing for college, military, or entering the civilian workforce, test scores can play an important role in their future. More information at marchtosuccess.com.
The Bank, Selden, Kansas.
At Nextech, we're about connecting and providing the best solutions to help the communities that we serve thrive. Now, after more than 70 years, we continue growing to serve you. We are community, we are connectivity, we are Nextech.
The Cunningham Courier, serving Cunningham and the surrounding communities.
6-6 our score on Smoky Hills PBS. It is the 6-man All-Star game, East and West, with 6 points apiece. 7:02 to go first half. Jeremy McGuire along with analyst Larry Jantz and the crew here from Smoky Hills PBS down at Joe Gehring Field in Newton. So it is first down and 15 now as the West All-Stars. That was a big defensive stand, Larry.
Yes, it was. And defense so far has been basically the highlight of the whole game, both ways.
Sure has. There's the give to Ruiz. He steps through one tackle but won't be able to get through the second tackle of Blake Green. And a gain of, we'll call it 3 on the play. It'll bring up second down and 12. One thing that I've noticed in this game is the incredible amount of sportsmanship that is being displayed on the field between the players. They're helping each other up. They're giving each other pats on the back, attaboys, and that's really fun to see that from these young men.
It's called kill them with kindness. Knock them down, then pick them back up.
And then do it again the next
That's
play.
right. Kill them with kindness.
Second
That's
down
what-
and 12.
What some coaches in my experience used to call it.
See if we can see a big play here.
Uh-oh,
Coming
you better
out,
get rid
look
of it.
out, in some trouble. Oh, my, what a play.
What a great sack, great run. Kind of got him blitzed from the blind side, didn't he?
Tanner Parks chased down the quarterback that time, Jaden Shim. He didn't see what was coming. It's a loss of 4 on the play. It's third down and 16.
Tanner Parks, 6'3", 380-pounder from Peabody Burns. The Warriors had 47 tackles, 1 interception, 2 fumble recoveries. Nothing better than that tackle right there for a nice big loss. But Tanner Parks is wearing jersey number 2 today for the East All-Stars.
Third down and 16, and you have to feel if they don't get significant yardage here, this is punt situation. There's a pump fake. Looking over the middle of the field, has a man. It is caught. It is a first down. They needed 16. They got 17. Ryan Musel from Deerfield on the receiving end, and a strike from Jaden Shim.
And was that a great pass reception, too, by Ryan Musel, 5'11", 165-pounder from the Deerfield Spartan countries. He had 8 carries this year, 54 yards, but had 24 pass receptions for 407 yards and 5 touchdowns. So that was his main calling for the Deerfield Spartans. Great cast today. First down.
First down, 15 from the 20. There's a handoff. Ost up the middle. He has a little seam to the right side. He comes up across the 30 and gets up to the 39-yard line. That's a gain of 19 yards and a first down for the West All-Stars.
You know, he's pretty doggone shifty for 6'2", 160-pounder. He had a little delay reaction, a little crossbuck action, kind of delayed. Handoff, and he made the best out of it. He had 26 pass receptions, 26 of them this year for 240 yards and 5 touchdowns for the English Bulldogs.
5 carries, 28 yards, and a score today. There's a pitch to the left side. Ruiz with the carry. And tried to stutter his way around, but Lane Halderson was not having any of it. A short gain on the play just across midfield, a gain of 2. It's 2nd and 13.
We're seeing a steady dose of the Eagle Bulldogs running the football for the West team right now, don't we? If it's not Will Lost, it's Edwin Ruiz. 5'6", 150-pounder for the Eagles Bulldogs. But, like you said, big decision. 2nd down and maybe 14 yards to go. Right at midfield. A little shift in the alignment.
Yeah, a little alignment change, and here we go with the snap to Shim. Pitch back to Ost. He's going to look to throw it. Now he's going to run it. He has some room. He's up in and got hit hard. Well, finishing things off was Halderson, and he's having himself a heck of a ball game.
Well, and then number Tanner Parks was in there, too. He had 6', 380-pounder. He caught him pretty low. We got a timeout, maybe.
Looks like we do have a timeout. We'll keep it right here with 3:28 to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 6, or in the first half, excuse me. We're tied at 6. And boy, Larry Jantz, you don't want to keep talking about it, but you really have to. The defenses are really tightening down and not giving up some of those track meet type plays that we tend to see in these games.
Yeah, in 6-man games, you generally, like we've said several times, you generally have a track meet on a gridiron. The whole key is try to find out that tag number in that pickup or that semi-truck that just passed you. And we haven't seen too many plays by the Bulldog, and like I call them, they run right through a tackle, run over a tackle, through him, around him, or over him. But it's been all defense controlling both sides of the ball today so far.
So with 3rd down and 8 coming out of the timeout. The West knows they have 2 plays to get it here. They've tried some counter action. They've brought some on the passing game. They like to bring some things over the middle, trying to get the center lost in confusion. Jesus Granados has made a few catches today, the young man out of Moscow, when he's played from the center position, and that's where he will be lined up right here. It'll be Granados, Teeters out there, Musel also on the field, Mitchell Walters, Mason Green out there, and then Jaden Shim from Wescott.
Well, you're going to probably see them in the trips, or at least going to be some people in motion. They like to run either a tight wing, tight pistol, or trips is what the West likes to run. Coach Walden, Coach Fox.
3rd and 8. Here we go. There's that motion. Green's going to get the handoff, and he is going to be hit, and he is dropped. He maybe got a yard on the play. It'll bring up 4th down, and the East well-versed right there, Larry Jans. They were not surprised by that motion in that handoff.
They were assignment sound. They did a great job of sticking right where they're at, followed the guy in motion, Mason Green, 5'11", 160-pounder from the Golden Plains Bulldogs. Had 51 carries this year, 448 yards, 9 touchdowns, 6 pass receptions, 72 yards, and 2 touchdowns that way for Travis Smith, who was a coach at the Golden Plains Bulldogs. Been there for years. Great guy, great coach, great program too.
Will Lost back on the field. He will be the deep back behind the quarterback's Jim. There's the snap.
Got a blitz coming.
They're going to throw it. Looking to throw it over the middle. There's Granados. He's got a 1st down. Boy, just that secondary receiver, like you said earlier, Larry, sometimes they can lose those guys in translation throughout a play, and there's Granados making the catch, and he's all the way down inside the 20, down to the 17, a gain of 15 yards on the play, and a 1st down.
And see, there's where he was a center. He snapped the ball to him, and he ended up catching the pass. It's sometimes they forget that center, don't they?
Yep. Clock running, 2:23 and counting here in the 1st quarter, 1st half. I'll get it right one of these days.
Look here, we got
trips to the far side.
Flare to the left, yes.
Now motion is Ost. He's going to go right up the seam and towards the outside. He's going to get the pass. He makes the catch. Out of bounds inside the 10, down at the 9-yard line, a gain of 8 yards on the play.
How would you like to be the cornerback playing defense when you see offenses lined up that way against you?
No thanks.
You got to say a quick get on your knees and say a quick prayer, aren't you?
I think so.
Lord, I need help.
You have to be able to defensively really have to guess right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because right there, Ost acted like he was going to go right up the seam, and then all of a sudden he cuts it to the outside.
Yeah, he cut it back out to the sideline, caught the pass, and made some good yards. So look at there. They had the stop on the other end, and they're about ready to score on this end.
2nd down and 8. There's a pitch to the outside. Ruiz
made a good
looking
cut
to get to the edge. He is going to be hit and dropped, and he needs to be careful carrying that football like a loaf of bread out there, and he's going to pick up yardage. Not a whole lot there.
You talk about a loaf of bread like that, somebody's going to take away the honey and the butter. He might have spread on it too if he's not careful. But now you got big decisions, truthfully. You got 3rd down, and because they can't make a 1st down before a touchdown, but you're only 6 yards out from pay dirt. So you got 2 plays to get into the end zone. And you got 1:20 to go in the 1st half. So what's the brain trust by Ben Fox and Chris Walden throwing out to the West All-Stars right now?
It is 3rd down and 5 and from the 6-yard line. They have everybody in tight right here.
Oh, and then
it is fumbled. Shim's in trouble, and he is going to be buried back outside the 10, back to the 12-yard line. That is a loss of 6 yards on the play, and that is a huge play.
The disaster for the timing on the West team. They had that bunch on there. They had them all in tight wing. Now we're going to call timeout again.
Timeout is called by the West All-Stars. They will be facing 4th down from about the 12-yard line. So they'll have 4th down and 11. You could call it 4th down and 10
For a first down,
for first down, but they're not that far away from the end zone.
only 12 yards away from pay dirt.
13 yards from the end zone.
Yeah,
So,
let's go for pay dirt.
and not to keep talking about the same thing, but I would go with something with the crossing patterns and tell Granados to, hey,
Get open.
you're probably going to be open in the middle, so get ready for the football. And I know they have official play calls and stuff, but sometimes you got to playground it.
That's right. Well, either vacated area, send one guy to vacated area, then send him underneath that area. We used to do that a little bit. Seemed like 100 years ago when I played the game myself, but we used to do that. Just try to trick the people, get them all moving one way, a little deception, then throw it back the weak side. Now we're going to see they had time out there. Ben Fox and Chris Walnut, the head coach of the West. Let's see what they dialed up on 4th down and let's say 12 for a touchdown or 11 for a first down.
Oh, Granados is not in there, so Jackson Schwint would be is the center. 4th down. They need the 1 for a first down. There's a pitch back. Shim is in some trouble. Blake Green is chasing him, and Blake Green will bring him down.
Yes, sir.
Back
Great.
outside the 15, all the way back to the 17-yard line. A loss of 5 on the play, and it is a turnover on down. So both teams had been knocking on the door, Larry Chance, and the defenses shut it pretty hard in their face.
That's right. Blake Green did a great job. The Tescott Trojan said, no way, buddy. No way, Jose. You ain't going that way. 5'9", 165 pounds. Had 53 tackles this year, 5 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries for the Tescott Trojans, and Damon Walker is his head coach.
So if you are Lance McGuire and Nick Franza right here, are you going, let's see what we can dial up in 43 seconds? Or are you like, let's maybe get a first down, get to halftime, and see what we can do?
They're going to go for it. Lance McGuire and Nick, they're going to do that. The coaches for the East.
Green's going to throw it up the field, and incomplete. He was looking for Halderson.
Since Halderson's an end and his head coach at Cunningham is also the head coach today, he's going to be figured in on a lot of these pass plays. Now, the West should know that also. So they better be carrying at least 1 or 2 people shading towards Lane Halderson, or I would.
And I know it might be too early to think about this, but if you are the East All-Stars, you do not want to have to be stuck with the 3rd and long or 4th and long and time left on the clock.
That's true. But so far, the defense can control it also.
Back to pass. Green.
He can't
run it. Yeah, he can't run that ball.
No, because it wasn't touched by somebody else. And
There's
a lot of laundry on the field. Now, these Zebras are earning their money today, right now.
There's a lot of laundry.
Look at all that laundry.
Legal procedure, and so that will mark it off. When Green took off, I'm like, wait a minute, he was the first one to touch the ball, right?
Yeah, and nobody else is there, so I think he just forgot what he's supposed to do that way.
Yeah, and that happens.
Yeah.
That happens. That will make it 2nd down and long.
I just got through bragging him up the play before, but this time had one of those mental lapses. He didn't have none of the guy touching the backfield.
So 2nd down and 20.
Yeah. And 32 seconds to go before halftime. 2nd down and close to 20 yards. 32 seconds to go. So what are the brain trusts from the East? Nick Frenza and Lance McGuire are going to dial up now.
Green throws it out in the flat. Halderson makes a catch, breaks the tackle, and is shoved out of bounds up near the 20-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 19.
He made a good gain of 7-8 yards, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a real nice gain. He got about 8 on that pass play.
That was a good job by Lane just to get out of bounds, stop the clock, because they only took 7 seconds off the clock. But now you got 3rd down and maybe 13 yards to go. So we'll see what kind of offensive strategy they have now. They got them spread out. We got spread out both ways.
Low snap. Green gets it away, but barely.
Yeah,
as
hit that ball.
Mason Green rudely introduced himself,
Yeah.
and it's going to bring up 4th down.
I think Mason Green said, "Welcome to the turf, Mr. Green. Welcome to the turf." One Green to another, wasn't it? Is that Mason Green
That is correct.
to Blake Green?
That is correct.
Why, mercy. How would you treat somebody that with the same last name you got? Treat them that way. Why?
Now here they almost have to punt this, right?
I would think so.
And I could be wrong, but I've been wrong before.
Well,
I'll be
we
wrong
have.
again.
That's true.
4th down, and Green is going to run it this time, and he is not going to get very far, and he is brought down from behind.
I guess.
It is Mason Green on the tackle, and that was a gain of about 3 yards on the play, and it's a turnover on downs.
And you know what? That play selection might come back to haunt the East, because you got 15 seconds to go to halftime, and the West has the ball on really the 21
yard line.
Yeah, mercy. 20 yards away from pay dirt, and you got 15 seconds. You can run 4 quick pass if you need to, or pass.
The West has a couple of timeouts left, so I mean you don't even have to throw it to the end zone.
No.
Scoreboard has not been updated on timeouts.
I was going to say, I looking at it, and it threw me a curve.
So 1st down and 15 from the 21-yard line. Musel is in to take the snap. Low snap it is. Stays off the ground with his knees. There's a throw towards the end zone. It is incomplete. Teeters the intended receiver. Brady Wallace on the coverage. It will bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, Brady Wallace on the Waverly Bulldogs broke it up. He had 83 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, and 1 sack. Brady Wallace, 6 foot, 150-pounder for the Waverly Bulldogs. Jersey number 23. He broke up that pass that was intended to go to Cole Teeter.
And the timeout looks like, or maybe they're just discussing the play.
Well,
So it will bring up 2nd down and 15. Mitchell Walters is the deep back this time. They'll pitch it back to him, and he is looking to throw it. He'll throw it up the field. It is tipped and incomplete. We have no time left on the clock. It looks like there was 1 second left on the clock.
The referees put the football in the air like signal at halftime. Let's find out. See, it says halftime.
And it is halftime. So we are at the end of the 1st half. We have a tight one from Joe Gehring Field in Newton. The East All-Stars 6, the West All-Stars 6. We'll be back with your halftime after this on Smoky Hills PBS.
The 2023 Six-Man All-Star Classic on Smoky Hills PBS is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
Welcome to North Newton, Kansas. A distinctive community with recreational opportunities for the entire family. Ninnasquaw Valley Bank, Cunningham, Kansas.
Jayhawk Oilfield Supply, Incorporated, with 7 locations in central and western Kansas, provides new and used oilfield equipment, parts, and supplies to meet our customers' needs. The Bank, Selden, Kansas.
At Nextech, we're about connecting and providing the best solutions to help the communities that we serve thrive. Now, after more than 70 years, we continue growing to serve you. We are community, we are connectivity, we are Nextech.
Back at Joe Gehring Field in Bethel at halftime of the six-man All-Star game on Smoky Hills PBS. The East and West All-Stars tied at 6 points apiece in what has been a defensive battle. So it is time to take a look at your first half stats, brought to you by First National Bank in Cimarron. So we'll start off looking for the East All-Stars. 75 yards passing, 43 yards rushing. They have 4 first downs, no turnovers, and 6 points on the board for the East All-Stars. For the West All-Stars, 77 yards passing, 83 yards rushing, 6 first downs, no turnovers, and 6 points as well for the West All-Stars. Again, East All-Stars, 75 yards passing, rushing 43 yards, first downs 4 yards, no turnovers, and 6 points. For the West All-Stars, 77 yards passing, 83 yards rushing, 6 first downs, no turnovers, and 6 points for the West All-Stars. Again, our halftime stats brought to you by First National Bank in Cimarron. We're tied at 6. When we come back, I'll be joined by color analyst Larry Jantz. We'll take a look at what happened in the first half, get you set for second half action here on Smoky Hills PBS.
The 2023 Six-Man All-Star Classic on Smoky Hills PBS is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from the bank, Selden, Kansas.
Today's Army is turning potential into purpose. With over 150 career options to choose from, the U.S. Army offers real-world skills training and earning potential for the workforce of tomorrow. The Hayes Recruiting Office can explain how experience and accomplishment is recognized financially and provides a career path for service members. More at goarmy.com/bonus.
The Cunningham Courier, serving Cunningham and the surrounding communities. Welcome to North Newton, Kansas. A distinctive community with recreational opportunities for the entire family.
Jayhawk Oilfield Supply, Incorporated, with 7 locations in central and western Kansas, provides new and used oilfield equipment, parts, and supplies to meet our customers' needs.
And back at Bethel College, it's the six-man All-Star game on Smoky Hills PBS. Jeremy McGuire along with color analyst Larry Jantz. At halftime, we have a 6-6 score, and they're about ready to get this second half underway, Larry. So you look at this first half, it's been all defense so far.
Yeah, there was, on the stats we just got through giving, both teams around 70-some, about 70-some passing yards and 83 like that. So it's pretty close as far as the offensive stats they have, and the score's tied. So like you said, it's been a defensive struggle, but there's a lot of missteps. I mean, how many times has the ball bounced back to whoever the quarterback or receiver is? Hop, skip, and jump, get back to it. So, and that's probably these kids, or maybe some of them playing center that haven't played before. But it's a tough situation. We'll find out who's going to be surviving this game here. And we got the kickoff coming up right now, don't we?
Yes, we do. Granados will be kicking it off. I'm not exactly sure what they're waiting on here. Now I think we're ready to go. Granados puts it in the air. Green coming over to the sideline. He had it and couldn't handle it, and it's out of bounds. It will be first down and 15 from about the 13.5, 14-yard line. So now we'll see the East All-Stars come back out on offense, and they were able to throw the ball fairly successfully, Larry, but the run game really wasn't there for the East in the first half.
No, I think he had 75 yards for passing the first half, I think, if I remember the stats a while ago. But anyway, it's you're right. The running game is that, but it's been botched by missed fumbles, maybe trying to look where they're going to go before the ball comes into their gut. The things like that. It's just missed timing, and it probably is because of short week of practice.
There's
enough
a pitch
blame
to the outside. Tanner Parks on the carry, and he is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and I think that is about it.
He got smothered over there. Peabody. Burns is where Tanner Parks played. Had passing. He went 67 out of 101. He played quarterback for them. 846 yards, 15 touchdowns, and had 2 interceptions. He did carry the ball 7 times, but minus 27, so a lot of times he got sacked. And he did catch the ball, 4 receivers for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tanner Parks, Peabody Burns Warriors.
2nd down and 15. There's the pitch. Parks coming to the edge, looking for a block. Gets a little bit of one. Now he's going to go back against the grain. He has himself a little running room. Will Ost is out there, and will cut him down after a gain of 6 yards on the play. Boy, a lot of running right there for Tanner Parks. He picked up about 6 yards on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 9.
I think he had to run 43.5 yards to get those 2 yards, though. I mean, he had to run a long time. Don't you suppose?
Yeah, he might be a little out of breath right now. But with only one sub over there on the east sideline.
That's right.
Get back out there.
Got to suck it up and go. Next guy up, isn't it?
3rd down. We'll call it 3rd down and 8. There's the pitch back to Blake Green. He's looking to throw. Throws it up. Oh, what a snag.
Oh, a great catch by probably a Halderson.
That was Lane Halderson, and he's going to have it inside the 40 all the way down to the 38-yard line. 21 yards on the catch and run, and boy, that ball couldn't have been placed any better.
Great job by Lane Halderson. Of course, he's coached by one of the East head coaches,
You
Lance
see it
McGuire.
right here. There's Green, and just got that just beyond the arm of Jesus Granados from Moscow.
Yeah. Jesus 5'10". Lane's only 6 foot, but the pass had to be just right on target.
There's a pitch back. Parks again, looking to break a tackle. Mason Green. Granados is there. And a pickup.
Maybe 3 or 4 yards,
I
you
think
think?
they're going to give him 5.
Really?
Gain of 5 on the play to bring up 2nd down and 10. Second down and 10 from the, called just inside the 34-yard line.
Brain trust old Lance McGuire had to call all of them over there close to the sideline to get them on the right page, and more important, get in the right book to make this play work.
Green will take the snap, pitches it back. Wallace on the carry, and he is going to be stuffed right at the 30.
Yeah, Brady Wallace, number 23 on the carry, 6 foot, 155 pounder. Played for Waverly Bulldogs. He rushed, he mainly was pass received 27 passes this year for the Bulldogs for 537 yards and had 12 touchdowns.
3rd down and 7. The ball right at the 30-yard line. First drive of the second half. There's a pitch back to Wallace. Looks for some cutback room, and he is going to get just inside the 30. Gets down to about the 27-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. It'll bring up 4th down and 4.
It was a great job by the West defensive line to turn him inside, though, where he had help. He wasn't going to let him go wide. So it's a great job by the West defense.
One thing we have not seen in this ball game so far, Larry Jantz, is a turnover.
Don't speak too
Haven't
soon.
seen that pigskin on the ground, and we haven't seen an interception. So 4th down, we'll call it 5 for the East All-Stars. They have it over here on the near side, moving from our left to our right. There's an inside handoff, a 1st down. Oh, my goodness, Mr. Glover, if you please. Jefferson Glover inside the 20 down to the 16, a gain of 11 and a 1st down.
I think Jefferson Glover said, let me show you how a bulldozer runs. I'm only 5'9", 220 pounds. I've caught 17 receptions this year, and I've 440 yards and 4 touchdowns. But today, we're going to do a little quicker counter up the gut, and the 1st down, move the sticks by Jefferson Glover. Number 99.
So it is 1st down and 15 from the 16-yard line. There's Glover again, and where do you go after somebody that's that size? You got to hit them low, and a good job there. And a gain of, we'll call it 5 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, 5'9", 220. He's kind of like a human little bowling ball is what he was. Looked like there. But that was a quick counter, just the opposite play, this to the left side of the line like the other one worked. This one didn't.
East All-Stars taking up the first 5.5 minutes of this third quarter.
Good old ball control, and that's what they wanted to do. Take care of the ball, no fumbles.
Oh, they fake the counter, and then they pitch it out to Parks. He makes a man miss, still on his feet, and is going to be pushed down.
3 or 4 guys got
They'll
him.
mark him after a gain of a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Yeah. One of the tackles was Ryan Musel from Deerfield Spartans. He had 76 tackles this year and 3 interceptions for the Deerfield Spartans. 5'11", 165 pound, number 13 today, Ryan Musel.
William Parks saw in that replay very close to losing that football.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. They're just not protecting the ball. Both points of the ball when is what we were taught years ago. They carry it like a loaf of bread, like you've mentioned many times, Jeremy.
3rd down, 7 yards to go. 1st down, they can get it just inside the
there's
1.
another
Ball
muff.
is snapped. It's fumbled. There's a pitch back. Parks is looking for some running room. Going to look to throw it towards the end zone. It is tipped and incomplete, in and out of the hands. It looked like Brady Wallace had a chance to bring that one in and just could not do it. Boy, give
him
Blake
a lot
Green
of credit
for being able to get that ball back to his teammates. You see it right here. He just did get it back to Parks, and watch this throw. I mean, it was well thrown right there.
Yeah.
And Wallace knows it.
Yeah. 6 foot, 155 pounder from the Waverly Bulldogs. He tried to do the best to catch it, but it's kind of like a hot potato. Couldn't grasp it in his hands.
That is something you don't have to tell a young man. You don't have to get on him for a play like that. He knows he should have had it.
Wasn't that what the East coach said? Go be a goldfish.
Go
have
be
a
a
short
goldfish.
memory, which means have a short memory.
There's a snapback. Green looking. Throws it over the middle, and it is incomplete, and we're going to have a flag. We're going to have pass interference. Mason Green did not attempt to make a play on the football. I believe that's going to be what the call is, but we're going to have a discussion.
He's
The
wondering what
officials
did I
will
do
talk
wrong.
about it. It'll be half the distance to the goal, but I don't believe still this one is an automatic 1st down. Or do they place it on the 1 yard line because it's a foul that occurred in the end zone?
Yeah, Mason Green's wondering what.
Oh,
did I
they're
do?
waving off the flag.
That's what I would have done from my standpoint.
So they are waving off the flag, so it's simply an incomplete pass and a turnover on downs, and the West All-Stars will take over 1st down and 15. And Larry, the last 2 drives of the first half, both teams drove it down, got it inside the 10, couldn't score. Both teams. First drive of the third quarter, East
Ditto.
All-Stars drive it all the way down the field, take up almost 7 minutes of the clock, and don't get in the end zone. So here we go. We're still tied at 6.
Ditto. It's like the same song but different verse, isn't it?
1st down and 15. West out there with the football. There's the pitch to Ruiz. He's going to try and get to the edge. He makes a man miss and then is shoved out of bounds as he nears the 15-yard line. They'll mark him at about the 17.
You know what? If they didn't have that sideline where it's at, he could have kept on running. He could have been in Abilene in a few minutes, or
You
at
think?
least out of Newton anyway. Been out of this end zone at Thresher Stadium.
So a gain of 7 yards on the play that time for Edwin Ruiz. Unofficially 8 carries, 56 yards in this game.
Yeah, he was going to go up there in some of that Peabody Burns territory, because that's just north of where we're at, a little bit. Close. So, 2nd and what?
2nd down and 8.
Uh-oh. Almost had
There's
your
the
first.
ball on the ground.
Yeah, you almost had their first fumble.
And so a
Recovery.
loss back to the 14-yard line, so a loss of 2 on the play.
Timeout
And the
goes
West
to
is
the
going
West
to
team.
take a timeout.
Yeah.
We will take it with you. 2:49 to go here in the third quarter. We're tied at 6 on Smoky Hills PBS.
The 2023 Six-Man All-Star Classic on Smoky Hills PBS is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
Ninnasquaw Valley Bank, Cunningham, Kansas.
March to Success offers parents and mentors a program their children can use free of charge to help them meet their educational goals. Whether your student is preparing for college, military, or entering the civilian workforce, test scores can play an important role in their future. More information at marchtosuccess.com.
The Bank, Selden, Kansas.
The Cunningham Courier, serving Cunningham and the surrounding communities.
Jayhawk Oilfield Supply, Incorporated, with 7 locations in central and western Kansas, provides new and used oilfield equipment, parts, and supplies to meet our customers' needs.
Third down and 10 for the West All-Stars. They have the football ready to snap it, and here we go. Will Ost gets a little help, but he is not going to be able to navigate any further than a yard on the play. Lane Halderson in on the tackle will bring up 4th down after the 1-yard gain.
Yeah, Lane's playing defensive end for the East team. Did a great job winning off 1 tackle. 69 tackles this year. 2 fumble recoveries, 5 interceptions. One of them was returned for a touchdown for the Cunningham Wildcats. And last fall, of course, was on the state championship team in 6-man football. And he's coached by good old Lance McGuire. And Cunningham has only been playing 6-man football at all for about 5 years now.
So 4th down and 9. It appears they will be going for it. And in some trouble. And that ball is
that's a
on the
fumble.
ground, and it is covered up. But it was 4th down, so it's just as good as a turnover, I would suppose. And all of a sudden, the East All-Stars will have the ball 1st down and goal from the 9-yard line.
That's hard to understand, maybe with that play call on that. But if the pass got there, you only one pass away. But things can happen with that missed timing, you might say.
So
But
first,
now, short
first and
field,
goal
isn't
for
it?
the East. They have a very short field, Larry Jantz.
You better think they better punch it in this time. They got 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Jeremy McGuire, Larry Jantz from Joe Gehring Field in Newton, Bethel College. The Thresher program has really improved over the last few years. There's a give up the middle to Glover, and he bullies his way forward for a couple of yards. It's 2nd down and goal.
We're going to use that human bowling ball and carry the ball there. 5'9", 220-pounder from Peabody Burns Warriors. Jefferson Glover wearing jersey 99 today.
So 2nd down and goal from the 7, coming up on 1:15 to play here in the third quarter. There's Glover again. He gets to the edge, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Jefferson Glover got to the edge and was able to find the end zone, and for the 2nd time, the East All-Stars into the end zone, and they have a 12-6 lead.
He would not be denied. Number 99. Today's a human bulldozer. He may not have been that at Peabody Burns Warriors, but he is today for the East All-Stars.
Looking for the conversion here. Back to pass. In some trouble. Green throws it over the middle, and it is incomplete. It was nearly intercepted And that is the end of that drive, but 6 points on the board for the East All-Stars. And Larry Jantz, they have a lead of 12-6. So that drive was a short one, as it was a very short So Jeremy McGuire, Larry Jantz here, as it will be first down and 15. And we just got notice that number 3 is not Edwin Ruiz. It is
Jaden Friesner.
Jaden
Friesner from
Jaden
Chase
Friesner
Cats.
from Chase. So we apologize for that, but we just got notice of it. So we're back on track now. First down and 15. Now the West All-Stars, they need an answer right here, Larry Jantz.
And reason on that, jersey changes and all that. There's been a lot of changes in this game, but we're not very good mind readers, are we? No.
Last time I checked.
No, and we don't
Not
want to be.
so much.
But thanks
Jaden
to the mother
Friesner.
that let us know.
So, and again, we apologize for that. And it will be correct the rest of the way. So first down and 15 for the West. Will Oss gets the snap back, and they're going to pitch it to Mitchell Walters. He heaves it down the field and incomplete. And Brady Wallace, God bless that young man. He is going to see balls going through his hands in his sleep tonight.
Yeah.
But he was in great position. Great position right there, and it'll bring up second down and 15. A minute 2 to go here in the third quarter. Second down and 15. There's a snap back.
Walter's going to throw
Walter,
it.
he's going to heave another one down the field. It's out there, and this one is intercepted. Brady Wallace says, you can fool me once, you're not going to get me again, and he pulls that one down, and our first turnover of the football game, and it will be first down and 15 for the East All-Stars from their own 29-yard line.
Yeah, and that's first turnover of the game with 55 seconds to go in the third quarter. Pretty amazing, especially for a six-man All-Star game.
Boy, look at, I mean, Walters really had a good arm on that one, but well played by Wallace. Very well played, and a little redemption for that young man.
Yes.
So first down and 15 for the East. They get it back after the turnover. Man in motion is Wallace. There's the pitch back. This is going to be Parks. Looking for the edge. Teeter kind of sets that edge and then pushed out of bounds by Shim. A gain of 5 on the play.
That was a great job on the play before when Brady Wallace intercepted that pass. He'd had 83 tackles this year and 5 tackles for loss and 2 interceptions. That made his 3rd interception for the year. Playing for the Waverly Bulldogs, Brady Wallace. Good interception. And now the East got the ball again with a lead, 12-6. 48 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And we got second down and 15.
About 10 yards maybe to go.
Or yeah, second down and 10. It started first and 15. There's a pitch back. Parks is going to get the carry again. Puts his foot in the ground, and he's going to get a nice gain, about 6 yards on the play.
Yeah.
It'll bring up third down and 4.
It's manageable. Now they can run pass or run on 4 yards. Gives the brain trust over there a little bit more leeway.
Lance McGuire is going to have Tanner Parks come out and get a little bit of a break.
Give him
He's
a little
been working
breather.
awful hard.
Yeah, he's only got that one sub.
5 seconds left. We'll see if they get the snap off before the end of the quarter.
No.
And they will not. That is the end of the third quarter. We have played 3 quarters from Joe Gehring Field in Newton. Your score, the East All-Stars 12, the West All-Stars 6. We're back with your fourth quarter after this timeout on Smoky Hills PBS.
The 2023 Six-Man All-Star Classic on Smoky Hills PBS is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
Ninnasquaw Valley Bank, Cunningham, Kansas.
March to Success offers parents and mentors a program their children can use free of charge to help them meet their educational goals. Whether your student is preparing for college, military, or entering the civilian workforce, test scores can play an important role in their future. More information at marchtosuccess.com.
The Bank, Selden, Kansas.
The Cunningham Courier, serving Cunningham and the surrounding communities.
Jayhawk Oilfield Supply, Incorporated, with 7 locations in central and western Kansas, provides new and used oilfield equipment, parts, and supplies to meet our customers' needs.
Back in Newton at Bethel College, as we go to the fourth quarter, the 6-man All-Star Classic from Joe Gehring Field, Jeremy McGuire and Larry Jantz on Smoky Hills PBS. The East All-Stars with a 12-6 lead, and they have the football. 3rd down and 4. They're going to have to switch sides. They're lining it up. They're like, let's keep going. We scored a touchdown. We scored both of our touchdowns going this way. We'd like to stay that way.
We like going from north to south.
So it is 3rd down and 4. The ball right at midfield. Wallace is the man in motion. And Green is going to throw it, looking for Wallace on a wheel route. And it was well underthrown, and it's going to bring up 4th down. So do you hand it to Glover again? He's been kind of the go-to guy on when they've needed yards.
If you see that little bowling ball in the backfield, you got a good guess coming. You're probably 100% right.
Well, I can tell you that bowling ball is in the backfield.
Well, then look, I think you just called it, Jeremy. I think we're going to see him get the ball. Now, is it going to be a crossbuck against the grain, or is it just going to be a power play?
I really think they're going to crossbuck it. They're going to fake the crossbuck, and then they're going to option it to the left side.
They're going to let him go to the right.
Well, they're just going to pitch it to the left side, and that's going to be Wallace. Oh, he stayed in bounds and is going to pick up the 1st down.
Well, sure he is.
Oh, what a play by Wallace.
Yeah.
He picks up 8 yards on the play, Larry Jansen. He put the brakes on just before he stepped out of bounds, and enough to pick up the 1st down for the East All-Stars.
That's number 23, Brady Wallace.
Watch this play right here. Watch his feet as he is nearly out of bounds and just put on the brakes and gets to the 1st down territory.
Yeah, good job by Brady Wallace. 6 foot, 155 pounder from the Waverly Bulldog country. He kept his legs moving and got those extra yards needed to get that 1st and 15 coming. Move the chains.
1st down, 15 yards to go. There's a pitch back to Wallace. He had the momentum moving, and he's going to be inside the 30 and brought down at the 28-yard line, a gain of 5 on the play, and it has been Brady Wallace getting the carries here late.
Yeah, and so it brings up 2nd about 10 yards for them, and they're keeping the clock moving with 9 minutes to go in the game. And they're up by 6.
And they're thinking probably some ball control right here, use some of that clock.
Yeah.
And if they can punch it into the end zone, all of a sudden they got a 2-score lead
It's
in a game that has been dominated by the defense.
Yeah, it's kind of the old adage, if we got the ball, they can't score. So, and again, if they keep the clock moving, there's a fumble, and they lost what yards they gained.
Tanner Parks falls on it, but all the way back at the 36-yard line, he loses 8 yards.
But
it will bring up third down and 17.
But that pitch was behind him, so he had to stop, put on the brakes. And it didn't look like he had his brakes worked on at Midas very recently. He had the little slippage out there. And they went back and at least recovered the ball. Sometimes you need to get your brakes aligned at Midas, or somebody has a special. Don't you suppose? But now we got our brain test. They're thinking what the heck we're going to do. We got third down and about 18. That ain't a good sign. So we're going to see a pass play. You know that. Are we going to do it out of the spread? Probably.
Yeah, looks like they're going to go standard formation.
Yeah, just this tight, unbalanced eye formation.
Flanker, and we've got a flag on the play. Or are we going to have a timeout?
Delay of game or something?
It is a delay of game against the East All-Stars, and that's a big one.
Yeah, it was 18. Now we're going to say 23 yards. Mercy. I bet the play is still the same.
I would say you're probably right.
Lance needs to put a jersey on himself. He's out on the field half the time.
So third down and 23. Green steps up. He has a man wide open. It's Parks. He's going to have a first down. He cuts it back inside the 10 and down to the 4-yard line. Wide open on the play. A gain of 35 yards and a first down.
That was a great job. Tanner Parks, number 2, caught that ball from Mr. Green. He's 6'3", 180-pounder. Had 4 receptions, 92 yards this year, and 2 touchdowns for the Peabody Burns Warriors. Nothing bigger than that play right there, keeping that drive moving, move the sticks, and first and goal.
And clock becoming a factor if they're able to punch it in here. Green throws it over the middle. It is incomplete. He was looking for Halderson. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, if Will Oth turns his head, we have our second turnover of the ball game.
Yeah, we had an INT. Yeah, and that was a good job by Lane. He's gonna be one of the main targets on pass. He was that way for the Cunningham Wildcats all year long, so why not today?
So second down and goal from the 4. Glover will come out.
I'm surprised they took the Bulldog out of there. I call him a Bulldog. I mean, the way he's been running. A little Jefferson Glover. He's a Warrior from Peabody.
Green.
Did they blitz him?
He's in trouble, and he is sacked.
Well, Mr. Walters got him, didn't he?
Mitchell Walters from Southern Coffee County came barreling in there, and that's a loss all the way back to the 11-yard line, so a loss of 7 yards, and all of a sudden, what looked like a sure opportunity made it a little harder with that sack.
Yeah, it is. Well, a 6 foot, 185-pounder from South Coffee Titans, Mitchell Walters. 50 tackles this year and 2 fumble recoveries.
We have a timeout on the field. We'll take it with you. 6:04 to go, 12-6, East on top.
The 2023 Six-Man All-Star Classic on Smoky Hills PBS is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
The Cunningham Courier, serving Cunningham and the surrounding communities.
At Nextech, we're about connecting and providing the best solutions to help the communities that we serve thrive. Now, after more than 70 years, we continue growing to serve you. We are community, we are connectivity, we are Nextech.
Welcome to North Newton, Kansas. A distinctive community with recreational opportunities for the entire family. Ninneskah Valley Bank, Cunningham, Kansas.
The Bank, Selden, Kansas.
Third down, excuse me. Green back to pass. He's in trouble. Pitches it forward. Glover with the catch. Teeter is on it. That ball is on the ground. Who has it? Who is stronger on the ground? And it's going to be Glover that recovered it. So it was a completed pass, but a loss of a yard. But that completed pass saved him from a loss of about 6 yards on a sack, and then Glover lost it on the fumble, but was able to recover his own fumble, and that will bring up 4th down and goal from the 12-yard line. So they need a touchdown here. Looking over on the far side, a camera shot. Glover is like probably struggling for some cramps right here.
I got a feeling that's what it is. They've run that boy more than he had probably had all year long.
Yeah, he's like, what's going on, Coach?
Yeah. Never had one of these before. What is this?
So they need the goal line right here. Green to throw it. Looking, has Halderson out there, incomplete. Boy, if he would have just set his feet right there, Larry Jantz. Halderson was open, just lofted it out towards the corner of the end zone, let the receiver go get it. But it is a turnover on downs, and it will be 1st down and 15 for the West All-Stars.
And they had that great pass play that got the first and goal about the 4-yard line. And now the West takes over on about their own, 11-yard line, 12-yard line, they call it?
It's right at the 12-yard line.
And they better do something they only got 5 minutes to go, basically. The ball game, 4:59. And so they got to make some things happen for the West All-Stars or this game's over.
1st down, 15 yards for the West. Down 12-6. There's the pitch to Friesner. He is hit. He breaks free, and then he gets wrapped up and is brought down, and he'll pick up a couple of yards on the play at the 14-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, Jaden Friesner, 5'9", 160-pounder from the Chase Cats. Had, of course, on rushing, he had 98 rushes this year, 750 yards, 19 touchdowns on the ground, and he received the ball 47 times, caught it for 325 yards and 18 touchdowns.
At 3,250, that'd be pretty good.
Well, I missed it. It was the Y. 325 yards.
Will Ost rolling to his left. He's going to run it. He's got a block. Trying to make a play. Gets up near the 1st down marker. He's cut down as he crosses the 25 to the 26-yard line.
And a little humor here on Will Ost. If there's been a hurdle out there, he could have jumped over that hurdle and he kept on running because he won the state just a week ago in state track in the 100-meter high hurdle and also the 300 intermediate hurdles. State champion in both hurdle races, Will Ost.
But if you hurdle over somebody in this game, you get a penalty.
I know that. Unfortunately, because he could have made it happen. Here we go.
It would be a nice play. There's a pitch back.
It is going to be
Friesner. He's going to have a 1st down as he crosses the 30 to the 31-yard line. He's going to pick up 6 yards.
Great job by Jaden Friesner. The 5'9", 160-pound Chase Cats.
And offense has been at a premium here in this second half for the West All-Stars. By my count, that's their first down of the second half.
I don't think anybody's going to doubt you because they haven't showed much on offense. Like you said earlier, the defense has won this whole game. Timeout by the East.
And we got a timeout on the field. We'll take it with you. 3:11 to go. The East on top, 12-6 on Smoky Hills, PBS.
The 2023 Six-Man All-Star Classic on Smoky Hills PBS is brought to you in part by an underwriting grant from
At Nextech, we're about connecting and providing the best solutions to help the communities that we serve thrive. Now, after more than 70 years, we continue growing to serve you. We are community, we are connectivity, we are Nextech.
The Bank, Selden, Kansas. Jayhawk Oilfield Supply, Incorporated, with 7 locations in central and western Kansas, provides new and used oilfield equipment, parts, and supplies to meet our customers' needs.
Ninnasquaw Valley Bank, Cunningham, Kansas. Welcome to North Newton, Kansas. A distinctive community with recreational opportunities for the entire family.
Back in Newton at Bethel College, the 6-man All-Star Classic on Smoky Hills PBS. First down and 15 for the West All-Stars. Man is open. It is Mitchell Walters, and he's going to have himself a first down, a gain of 19 yards down to the 30-yard line, and the West All-Stars marching here late in this fourth quarter.
That's one of the best plays they've had all day long is misdeception, misdirection, kind of like a quarterback rollout to the weak side of the field and sneak old Walters downfield. So the pass is either going to complete or intercepted. Wasn't going to be intercepted because it's either going to be incomplete or a nice reception. Great play, great run by Mitchell Walters.
First and 15, the ball at the 30-yard line. Jaden Shim, who has been under some pressure today, fumbles that football, and that ball's still on the ground, and I believe the West got back on top of it. Looks like Will Lost got on it from Ingles, a loss of a yard on the play.
They better dial up that same neck and reverse. Maybe they need to run it to the other side. That's really tough when you have a right-handed quarterback rolling out to the left, Jeremy.
It's just not natural. It's not natural.
No. It worked for me in my day because I was left-handed, and that cut a lot of teams by the
But if you went to the right side, I'll bet you it wasn't as pretty.
No, we didn't. That was kind of like a trickery that we used to always do.
So
you're
it's
right.
Second down and 16.
Shims up
There's
underneath
the
the
pitch.
center, gives a quick
Friesner
pitch out.
trying to get to the edge, and he is going to be wrapped up and brought down out of bounds. Tanner Parks on the tackle, and it's going to be a loss of a yard, I believe. We'll see where they mark it back. Well, they're going to stay right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain for Parks.
That was a great job by Tanner Parks, really. Great job by him to sniff that out and just he didn't get very far, did he?
Yeah, Friesner had troubles getting to the edge. 1:46 to go. It is third down and 16. Well, I think it's imperative that they pick up at least half of this right here if they want to get a easier fourth down attempt. There's the throw up the field. Man is out there, and it is incomplete. Friesner looking for a flag, but that ball was well out of bounds, and it's going to bring up a fourth down. This could be your ball game right here, Larry
Yes, it
Jantz.
could. You're right. Absolutely correct.
Fourth down and 16, and they need to really keep their timeout, so they really don't have the affordability to call a timeout right here, but I think they're ready to go. They know what they want. Fourth down and 16, they need the 15 for a first down.
And trip to the right.
There's a pitch back.
Is that Walters?
He's
going to run.
He's going to run it. He's going to try and get to the edge. He is going to be hit. He is going to be dropped. He's brought down at the 19. He needed 16. He got 12. Boy, a heck of an effort right there, but just shy of the line to gain, and it's a turnover on downs with 1:34 to play in the ball game.
Yeah, he was meant to throw the pass, but everything opened up for him, and so he changed the mind from the pass play because I think they were all looking, the defense was looking for a pass. They had them all covered pretty well. So we got a turnover and downs. He's going to take the ball with 1:34 to go in the game, and they lead 12-6.
Well, now you have to figure that these plays are going to be strictly on the ground.
Yeah, force the West to use the last timeouts. Exhaust them.
There's a pitch to the right. Wallace going to the edge. He needs to cut it up, and he is going to be down in bounds. Yes. Boy, he was heading towards that sideline. I don't know if he thought about it or if Coach McGuire was like, whoa.
Get down. Yeah, get down. Yeah.
And a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here with 1:22 left to go in the game. East All-Stars with the 12-6 lead here on Smoky Hills PBS. And the defense has been the name of the game in this ball game, Larry. It has been defense, defense, defense.
Which is very unusual.
Which is very unusual. Number one, it's unusual for an all-star game. Number two, it's unusual for a six-man game.
You're absolutely correct. Yep, good observation, because that's normally we've never seen that. And we've been doing this for maybe six-man at least for, let's say, 7-8 years we've done it. And it's always a track meet on a gridiron, always. Seems to be. I mean, you find scores of 60-40, you know. I don't remember what the largest score we ever had. Do you remember? Was it in the 70s? Well, no, 60.
I'm sure it was.
60 a few years ago. But generally you see a lot of scoring is what our main point is for the viewing audience.
And the West All-Stars, they need to practice trying to strip this football. The East All-Stars need to hang on to the football. There's the inside handoff. Glover, he has a first down. He has more than that. Glover down the sidelines. He is wrestled down inbounds inside the 20, and they will mark him down at the 17-yard line.
Whatever leg issues you had over there, the magic worked by the trainer.
35 yards on the run, and that should seal the deal for the East All-Stars. You see him rumbling down the sideline.
Yeah, that was clever to watch. Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
I don't think he ever got his tag out of sight, you know, like the truck that just went by you. But he had it four-wheel drive. He was making some hay.
So first down and 15, and all they need to do is take the proverbial knee right here, and that is exactly what they're going to do. We'll see if West All-Stars will take their last time out. It doesn't appear that they will. They will reset the ball.
But generally 40
and
seconds.
The play clock is running.
Yeah, isn't it 40 seconds from when the last play is over? Is that the rule today?
I think it's from when they set the ball.
Yeah.
So they'll just need to snap it one more time. And there it is. Clock's run.
Blake Green took it down, and Mitchell Walters had to help him down a little bit.
Ben Fox kind of looked at the official. He's not going to use his timeout. He's not going to do that. And these
They're
young
shaking
men
hands. They're
are going to shake hands and appreciate the effort that they've had in this ball game. Appreciate the effort that they've had this week, the friendships that they've made, and your final score, the East All-Stars are going to pull this one out by a score of 12-6. And boy, some adversity for those young men to deal with today, Larry Jantz, and they overcame it and found a way to win a football game.
Yes, they did. Got to get half off to them. As you mentioned earlier, normally it's offense that control six-man all-star games, but today it was defense on both sides. 12-6 told you that. So great sportsmanship by both teams the whole year long.
Boy, and you get to this point and you see these guys and everybody shaking hands, both teams.
They're even shaking hands with the Zebras.
Shaking hands with the officials, the coaches shaking hands, and the teams, I think, want to get together for a combined team photo right now, and well, I don't blame them a bit. I mean,
no.
They should. This is about them, them and their last chance to play ball, and at the high school level, and it's been fun, and it was fun watching these defenses today, Larry. It was fun watching them adjust and make the plays they needed to make.
And it's a pretty clean game because, like you said, there's only that one penalty and a fumble, maybe something earlier, a pass interception. But Danny Briggs, 28 years refereeing, give a shout-out to the officials. White hat, Danny Briggs, 28 years. Trevor Briggs, 3 years. Trey Torres, 5 years. Kyle Hayes, 1 year. Nathan Bulger, 9 years. So 46 years total experience by the Zebras that did the ball game today, and we're grateful for them because games don't go on without them. But now you got your East and the West Team All-Stars going to get their ribbons or medals.
Yep, they're all together. They want to. Everybody wants to get it as they hand them out, and it's an opportunity for them to one last hurrah, another high school medal, and then on to whatever the future has for them.
And it's probably the last time, Jeremy, that a lot of these guys will play six-man football or any football.
It will. I guarantee it'll be the last time they play six-man unless they.
Yeah.
So, but congratulations to them. Congratulations to the players. Congratulations to the coaches on what has been a fun game, a fun week. It's been a fun week for them. Been able to hang out in some college dorms and eat some pretty good food and learn from each other. And the thing that I think most of them will take away from this is they will have friendships that will last a lifetime.
Probably on both sides of the ball, both teams. I mean, they've met people at the camp that they didn't know before. Well, I mean, you had kids here from Wetmore, Peabody, Waverly, Tascott, Leroy, South Coffee. Of course, you had it from out there by Golden Plains, Deerfield, clear at the other end of the state, Moscow, Rolla, Ingalls. The guys from Ingalls did pretty well today, where they started both ways for the West. Cole Teeter and Will lost.
Yeah, they did do a good job as the West has gotten their medals, and now it will be on to the East All-Stars for their medals and their participation in the game today. And that is they've announced everybody on the West All-Stars, and now they're diving in on the East All-Stars. And a short roster today, as we mentioned, just playing shorthanded today, missing some players. And found out last night that they were going to be missing some players, and found out some more players would be missing this morning. And to be able to overcome that adversity and to be able to concentrate on playing a football game and maybe playing in positions they didn't expect to play, not only to compete, Larry, but to win, I think is pretty outstanding for those young men.
Yeah, because some of them, they weren't slated to be the starters probably. Might have been on the backup role. But today, the next man up, they played their hearts out both ways. Both teams. I just, like you mentioned earlier in the game, I was really pleased to see the sportsmanship, kill them with kindness, tackle them hard, but then pick them back up, pat them on the back, and all that kind of stuff. Sportsmanship was really good, I thought.
Yeah, sportsmanship was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. So special thanks to everybody who made our broadcast possible today, from the sponsors who helped sponsor these broadcasts to the staff and the coaches who helped get us the information to broadcast the ball to broadcast the ball games, for the folks on the cameras and in the truck, for color analyst Larry Jantz. This is Jeremy McGuire saying so long from Joe Gehring Field in Newton. Again, the final score of the six-man All-Star Classic, the East All-Stars win it by a score of 12-6. Have a great rest of the evening, everybody.